You're listening to the Business of Glamping and Unique Holiday Rentals, Episode 4. This is where we love to talk about tips, tricks, and inspirations for anyone hosting guests in unique structures. These are structures like tree houses, cabins, hideaways, canvas structures, hobbit holes, and anything in between. In fact, anything in the hospitality industry that's a bit special and unique. We tackle the A to Z of turning your passion into profits. And today, I'm asking about the benefits for someone wanting to set up a glamping business or unique holiday rental and exactly what's happening in the industry. So, let's get started. Glamping and unique holiday rentals are surging in popularity with the growing desire of customers to book holidays that deliver an experience. They are also the new business of choice for those wanting to improve their work-life balance. So how do you build a strong business like this that gives you the life you need and a great investment? I'm Sarah Riley, and I want to share what I've discovered after being immersed in this industry for over 20 years to inspire you to find out more about what's going on. Welcome, this is the Business of Glamping and Unique Holiday Rentals. Hello and welcome to episode 4. This is where I like to help new owners or existing owners of glamping businesses set up for success and achieve a fulfilling life by turning their passion into profits. I am a firm believer that we rise by lifting others, and that's why I do what I do. That's why my inspiration portal is called Inspired Camping, because it's helping people to really get motivated to go camping and glamping and explore the big outside and to get in touch with nature again. But my business side is Inspired Courses, because it's all about inspiring people to learn and gather knowledge that will strengthen their business and help them grow and become more successful. But this morning you have lifted me up by your amazing reviews that you've been leaving on this podcast. And I am so grateful, because the reviews are how I know if I'm hitting the point in terms of the information you need and the inspirations you need to help you grow your business. And I don't know that unless you give me some feedback. And it's so rewarding for me when you actually give me great feedback. And I've had 5-star reviews and I am so very grateful. Please, please, please keep telling me what you think and request some content if you want to hear anything in particular. This is your podcast as well. And if you want to hear something about this industry, I will deliver it for you. So make sure you leave reviews, and at the same time, tell me what you want to hear more about, because that's what I'm here for. So to give you a little bit of a picture about what's going on, I've just flown into California last night, very, very late last night, after an epic journey. Could not sleep very well and rose at 6 this morning to have a long walk down the beach to see sunrise, which was really amazing. But I am now in my hotel room doing this podcast. So firstly, excuse any noises that might be going on in the background. I'm completely out of control about what's going on here. Normally you might hear my dog growl or bark or something like that, who keeps me company in my office, but today I've got a massive hotel keeping me company, so who knows what might happen. But I'm here for the Glamping Summit. It takes place a couple of times a year, or maybe once a year, depending on what's happening in the industry. And it gives me a real opportunity to connect with other people working in the world of glamping and unique holiday rentals, and to share my knowledge, but also to connect and to network with people who are such influencers in this industry. Now, I plan to do a podcast after I've been able to think through all of the information that I gather at the summit, and to put that into some kind of digestible format for you to really understand what's going on in the industry, and that will come later. But for now, I wanted to talk about a little bit about why people are getting involved in this industry and what's happening in the industry. So what benefits are there for those who really want to get a glamping business started or some kind of unique offering started? So I became interested in the glamping industry almost a decade ago. So for me, it was a great way to get outside with my young family without having to take everything we needed to have a great vacation. So it was all done for us. So it really felt like a holiday, a break with my family, and we were in luxury because we actually had beds to sleep in, and we had a wood burning stove, which was an amazing bonus. And that helped us deal with the cooler nights or any bad weather days, of which I am in the UK most of the time for my holidays. And that, our summers aren't fantastic all of the time. So it was a really nice way of being able to have a great holiday, even on those bad weather days. But I particularly love the fact that an experienced glamping is still so connected to nature and still so connected to being under the stars, to being around the fire, and getting involved in that side of it. That to me was really exciting because I love camping. That's really where my passion lies. And so to have that luxury, but also to be connected to nature, to me was really important. And it's something that I shared with other people because other people started really getting engaged with it and wanted to do it. And then we started seeing some businesses launch in the UK offering this kind of thing. And there's been some businesses have been doing this for a very long time. They were riding the waves, the early waves of a growing market and a new trend. But it started to move from being a trend to a really good business model as people started to realize this was a great way of shifting their gears and having a bit of a lifestyle shift into a different kind of working life, which absolutely is still hard work. It's not an easy ride, but it allowed them a lifestyle where they could be out in nature more often. They were a bit more flexible about what they did and where they did it. And it just allowed them to be in control of their future and to work for themselves. And it was a really good way for them to just make the shift that they wanted in their lifestyle and in their family life and their work life. Now, obviously, there were those people who said that this would be a passing trend and it would disappear as quickly as it had appeared, but they were wrong. And it has actually hung around now for quite a few years, getting stronger and stronger. And the way that you can see that an industry is growing and is developing and is becoming stronger is that you start to see more competitors coming into the market. And they hang around for a while. And then you start to see a few sales of businesses that were around from years ago as they're moving on. And you start to witness a bit of movement. So this is movement in terms of businesses being bought, being sold, developing, growing, diversifying into different parts of the market, so different elements. So you might have some with tree houses and pods and canvas structures as well as what they originally started with. So some businesses who maybe started out with just yurts are now looking at other things that they can bring in. And that shows a real diversification. And that means that that business wants to hang around. They understand that there are profits to be made in this industry and a living to be made in this industry. And that's really exciting. When you start to see that movement, when you start to see that business model developing, that's when you realize that the industry is going to be sticking around and it is growing and it is molding itself into its strongest form. And there have been quite a few things that have helped to develop the industry, and certainly things that have helped it to become the industry that it is now, going in the direction that it is now. One of the key things has been the recession. Now, we have all been impacted by the big financial meltdown and the following recession in no matter what country you come from or you're operating from. We've all been touched by it. It was pretty spectacular, and we are still feeling the ripples of that shift and that change even now. But the really interesting thing, and one of the results of the recession, was an observation by a study that glamping had been very strong in the face of such a challenging time in the economy. And so they called for an extra review around why glamping had survived so well and had managed to sail through such a difficult time. As yet, no further studies have been done, but it's a really interesting observation. I'll be sure to add the link to that paper in the show notes if you're interested in having a read. So after the recession, people started to change their behaviour and the way they spent their money on their vacations. So the hard lessons that they learnt during the recession were still very much in the forefront of their minds. So one of the things that many people did was they looked at different ways they could have a holiday and have experiences in their lives with their families in a more affordable way. And so glamping started to become a bit more mainstream. And people started to take that as an option rather than getting in a plane and flying to a different country and having a different style of holiday. In fact, getting on a plane was becoming less and less attractive to many people because of terrorist threats that were happening, political turmoil from various countries, and this is making the holidaymaker nervous and worried about hostilities abroad or maybe losing money on vacations that had been cancelled because holiday companies had gone bankrupt. So it encouraged people further to look elsewhere to book different types of holidays. And this is one of the many reasons why I believe glamping has been boosted. But also, people are looking for experiences, not just a holiday, but an experience to immerse themselves in their local area where they're staying, to immerse themselves in activities that are available to them, but also to think that where they're staying should also be an experience, should be something that they can take a selfie picture and put it on social media. And all of that seems much more attractive to people now than it ever used to. Plus, we now have celebrity endorsements of glamping. So we're seeing all kinds of celebrities and royalty, in fact, giving glamping the thumbs up as something that they're happy to do. And we know what young generations are like. When they see celebrities doing something, they get really inspired to do it themselves. But we wouldn't be doing any of it unless it was easy to do. So the very fact now that we have easy ways of booking holidays through Airbnb or through Glamping Hub or Canopy and Stars, these are booking platforms. These are online travel agents that are now making it easy for us to find different experiences and glamping holidays and unique holiday rentals. And because it's now easier for us to book, we're booking more. It helps to raise the industry and make it much more popular. But there's also sustainable tourism. People now have more of a focus on global warming and the impact of their activities and how that impacts the environment. They're looking for more sustainable ways to have a holiday, sustainable ways to look at some self-care and some wellness, of which the wellness industry is really being boosted at the moment by this new wellness movement. And that fits so well with the glamping business model and unique holiday rentals, where wellness can be really interwoven into the very foundations of that type of offering. And I think that the glamping industry as a whole is really starting to be respected much more than it ever used to be by other segments in the industry. So whereas the hotel trade may have looked a little bit down their noses at what glamping and unique holiday rentals could provide, we're now seeing huge hotel chains such as the Marriott hotel chain set up homestays, a homestays segment of what they themselves deliver. And so they're starting to copy this industry. And when you see the big players, the big boys start to really copy what's going on in our industry, then you know we're onto something. You know that actually this is the trend, this is the way things are going. This is customer behavior. This is customer behavior showing them that's what they want and they are trying to deliver that. But we're already there in that industry. We're already developing it and offering it. And that's so exciting. So I've talked about the industry and how it's developing and growing and moving and shaping and shifting as time goes by. But what are the benefits for someone who wants to get involved in this industry? Well, these are many and various, but specifically it helps to diversify the income someone can generate from a piece of land, and it can be run alongside an existing business. So something I'm going to be dealing with in a future episode is how farmers are benefiting from being able to diversify their income by offering glamping as something to help deal with the peaks and troughs of income which fits around their business. Also, with the right space, it can be started large or small. So we have resorts that people are setting up on larger pieces of land, but we also have a very strong cottage industry where people with smaller land and smaller properties are able to develop an offering and generate a very nice income on a smaller basis. In fact, for someone who is able to really focus on occupancy and how they can generate a good occupancy within their offering, there is a really good return on investment to be made to help cover setup costs and also to help generate a profit within a small amount of time. But this very much is down to the efforts they're putting into generating a good occupancy for their business. There is also the lifestyle aspect, so people who are looking for a way to earn an income but with less stress and with more quality of life. So this isn't an easy job. This is not an easy business to set up, but it does come with some amazing benefits, such as working for yourself and being able to maintain a lifestyle that allows for less stress. That's something we all want, right? Well, when you are your own boss and you can work for yourself, that's what you can choose to do. You can choose to remove that stress from your life. You can choose to pick your hours. You can work on what you want. And as long as you make sure that you are being really efficient with your time and focusing in the right areas to bring the best results for your business, then you will have the freedom and the flexibility to do that. And that's where the benefit is, the main benefit of starting this type of business. But we all know that building a successful business takes time and effort. And that's why I'm going to be sharing here in the future proven strategies to help you get there faster, so you can turn your passion into profits and improve your lifestyle. So thank you so much for joining me today. It's been amazing to have your company here. Now, if you enjoyed this, as I said, please leave a review on iTunes. Check out the show notes, which are on Inspired Camping, and they should be in a link in this episode. And if you have any questions or if you want to get in touch with me, just go to inspiredcourses.com and send me a message and I'll be back in touch. In the meantime, I've left you a ton of resources on Inspired Courses which will help you develop your business and attract more guests. So go and check that out, and also leave a rating and review, and I'll see you here for a next episode. Take care.